An absolutely incredible story we're talking about today. As per usual, hope you guys are all doing well. Welcome back to more esports talk. An incredible story about a terrible occurrence that so many female gamers and creators have to go through. And we're talking about today 100 Thieves streamer and content creator Brookeab now adding her terrible story. But with that, at least some good news coming of it, and could be some great news for other future female streamers and current ones that have to deal with these terrible issues. Now, I know there's going to be a lot of comments out there saying, a lot of harassment goes on online for all creators, right? You can imagine receiving a not so nice DM or comment every once in a while. I don't think a lot of us can imagine what a lot of these ladies have to go through of an actual stalker, someone who is taking time out of their day and life to pursue you and to threaten those around you. In real life, it's a different level of people out there that have to go through this. I cannot imagine what it's like. And we've also talked about some viral stories, like Sweet Anita has talked about her stalking experience. Valkyrie has talked about hers. God knows what Pokimane has to deal with on a day-to-day basis, because people just love to hate or love to do things that are they're terrible and they're disgusting, and people have to deal with this stuff on the daily. Brookeab has now shared her story, and also a way that maybe future female streamers can combat this issue. And I encourage you guys to go check out her post as she shares what she is calling her stalking experience. And she starts off by saying, "While I still cannot share all the details and events that have unfolded during the last 6 months or more, which led to my break from streaming and ultimately this moment, I am overwhelmingly grateful, humbled, and excited to share some amazing news. Let me start by sharing that with the help of the FBI and law enforcement from Paulsbo and Yakima, Washington, Los Angeles, California, Salem, Oregon, New York, and to name a few, my patient family, and a team of international forensic online security experts, we've had a major break in a case that has been an emotional nightmare for me, my family, my team, and many more innocent people." And right off the bat, guys, you know, if she names several cities in several states, you know how serious of a stalking issue this was, as she did continue her story. "Like countless women in gaming, and frankly too many people around the world, for the last year I've been targeted by a handful of online stalkers and abusers that did and continue to do everything in their power to hurt me and those who support me, with threats of murder, arson, bodily harm, job loss, and the most horrific threats you can imagine. These threats are constant and directed at me, my family, infant relatives, and total strangers that aren't even remotely connected to me. From doxing my family and relatives to wishing death upon those I love, these threats and attacks are constant and beyond damaging for everyone involved. Nobody deserves this, and I'm here to share that with the help of the finest experts and law enforcement specialists in the world, several of the most vile offenders have been identified, interviewed, are being closely monitored as you read this, and will be held accountable. Just a reminder to anyone engaging in this kind of cyber terrorism is a crime punishable by heavy fines and time in jail." And I don't mean to make a circumstance like this about me or anyone else. This story in itself is obviously a terrible occurrence, but I want to try and at least paint some sort of picture for all of you guys who are wondering what those kind of shoes are. Now, I've never been, luckily enough, stalked. I've never had an experience that serious. I have had moments, though, of several threats being sent my way, and even that, yeah, I'm a fragile guy, right? If you're gonna mess with someone in public, it's probably gonna be someone who looks right about like me. But I can tell you guys this, the mental drain and exhaustion just from receiving DMs of threats, you know, life threats, and of course other things along what she says, you know, imaginable things are said in the DMs, right? When someone does not have to actually say it to your face, they come up with some pretty vile things to say. I will tell you, that really shattered me for days and weeks at a time, and that was not even a sliver of what she is going through with real life experiences of stalkers, just to try and paint that picture of how serious an issue like this is. As she continued, "While I'm fortunate enough to have access to a team that can work around the clock to investigate these criminals, that is not the case for everyone, which is why I'm working on a program with my team to help those that are experiencing these levels of online abuse and feel helpless. You are not. I am joining forces with a handful of female streamers and law enforcement and security experts to put an end to this level of abuse and change the gaming culture forever. Individually, we feel violated, attacked, and helpless. However, collectively, we can fight for each other and protect those being bullied, threatened, stalked, and marginalized by cowards hiding behind a thin veil of anonymity." I'm sorry for stuttering. "I will be officially announcing the program in the near future and couldn't be more excited to help everyone get access to resources and empower all streamers and everyone with the information necessary to help identify these individuals and hold them criminally and civilly accountable." And she continued on with a few more paragraphs, just incredibly well worded and put together for a post that is about such a serious issue that she is still dealing with and has dealt with for, you know, quite a time now, diving back into her past. I cannot wait to see exactly what comes of this and who she is working alongside, because like I started the video out saying, we have seen a lot of top name streamers out there in the female community, that being Pokimane, likely dealing with, you know, very, very serious issues of these kind of violence and threats threats being tossed around. We've seen Valkyrie talk about this. Now Brookeab, Sweet Anita, and those are some of your top names. Like Brooke makes to point out too, not everyone has the resources to deal with these issues unless they are a big name. So if big names are dealing with it, you got to imagine, yes, there are plenty of, medium to smaller streamers out there also in the female scene who are dealing with similar, if not just as serious of issues, who cannot get the help until Brooke now announces this program, which there's got to be, that's just incredibly done, incredibly well put together. I'm glad I can share something like this. Yes, it's a terrible moment to actually take us to where we are talking about this, but that terrible moment can turn into something very, promising for a problem that a lot of people do undergo. I cannot wait to see, and when it is announced, guys, I will do everything in my power to push that forward. 100 Thieves Brookeab has now come forward with her stalking experience, and she is handling it in a way that not many other people are, and hopefully changing the way people will handle it in the future. Until next time, you guys know what to do, all right? Take a sit for me. I will see you back here. It's going to be a busy, busy week, all right? Take care. I'll see you back here sometime soon.